Hello, this is Mrs. Bobby, and we are going to be looking at lesson 5. Michael did a nice job on the last few days of our taking away, adding, multiplying, dividing, doing all the inverse stuff. So now I'm back for exponents. Now, we're going to be looking at this chart and filling in parts of this chart to help you out with how it works. So exponents are a number that has a base. So I'm going to write it down here. So like 5 to the 4th power. This is the base number, and this is the exponent. Okay, so you might want to jot that down. This is the base, this is the exponent. This exponent tells you how many times you must write this base number. For example, this is a 5. It's a 5 written 4 times. It does not mean 5 times 4. No, no, no. It means a 5 written 4 times. Okay, so then you would go to solve this, meaning like 5 times 5 is 25, and then put it really small, and then 25 times 5 is 125, and then 125 times 5 is 625. That's how we are going to be solving this. So this is exponential form. This is called expanded form, also known as factor form. And then standard form means to solve it. So up here, we're going to do, so this you can rewind if you need it, because I'm going to erase it. My hand will erase it no matter what. Expanded form is known also as factor form. And standard form is also known as evaluate. Those are words you'll keep hearing. Exponential form is exponent form, just as it is. That is 3 to the 2nd power. The little 2 power also has another name. The little 2 power has a name called squared. So 2, you could say 3 to the 2nd power, or you could say 3 squared. So the little 2 exponent is also known as squared. That's the little 2 exponent, squared. And the little 3 power is also known as cubed. Okay, and these are powers. So 3 to the 2nd power means a 3 written twice, 3 times 3. And to solve it, 3 times 3 is 9. So this is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. Now be careful. It's not 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Be careful. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times 2 is 16. 16 times 2 is 32. And 32 times 2 is 64. So in an exponent form, this is a 2 written 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times 2 to the 6th power. So 4 to the 5th power means we write out 4 times 4 times 4 times 4 times 4. Okay, so how we figure this out? It's 4 times 4 is 16. Okay, 16 times 4. Give you a second for that. 64. 64 times 4 is 256. And 256 times 4 is 1024. Now, how it looks when you're trying to figure this out, I'm just going to write it down here. You'd have 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. 4 times 4 is 16. 16 times 4 is 64. And then you might not even know that. So you might have to go 16 times 4, 64, 64 times 4. See how, let me just move the dot canvas a tad for you. See how I just keep running the problem down until you actually get the answer? Okay, and then 64 times 4 was 256, and then 256 times that. is that. That's how it is. If you have to do this to get there, then you do what you got to do to get there. Make sense? All right. So now, when it comes to the world of a fraction, and you've got to show it, you put it in a set of parentheses. It's very important that your 3/4 go inside a set of parentheses, and then you see it was written twice, so that's to the second power. Because if you don't put it in parentheses, you will only raise the numerator to the second power. So it's very important that you do this, because not only are you raising the 3 to the second power, you're also doing 4 to the second power. So 3 times 3 is 9. We had that above. And 4 times 4, which we had here, was 16. So 9/16. Okay. Same with the decimal. You just want to put it in a parenthesis because it looks better, to the second power. And then you literally do the math down at the bottom if you don't know the answer to that. Okay. So the biggest thing is that you remember the rule for decimals, and that however many numbers are after decimal points is how many will be in your actual answer. Okay, so key facts here. Exponent. Exponent tells you how many times you write the base number. Remember, be careful not to add when you're doing it. It's 3 times 3, not 3 plus 3. Evaluate is the same thing as standard form. Expanded is the same as factor. So if we're looking at this question right here, it says 5 cubed in all 3 forms. Now, if we look over here, cubed was 3. So in exponential form, 5 to the third power. Expanded form would be 5 times 5 times 5. And standard form would be the actual answer when we do the math. So 5 times 5 was 25. And think about money. 5 quarters was worth $1.25, but we don't have a decimal. So that would be the 3 forms of that. And as always, this is Mrs. Bobby. And I forgot on the last one. I love math. So since I forgot it last time, I better put it in a set of parentheses so I can square it. I love math squared. That means double time.